Hi, my name is Amanda McGowan, and I am currently a postdoctoral researcher in the Addiction, Health, and Adolescence Lab at the University of Pennsylvania. Today I will be sharing with you our recent work on daily fluctuations in sleep, perceived stress, and negative mood. Before I start, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that this research would not have been possible without the support of my collaborators, mentors, research assistants, and funding sources. 68% of Americans report poor sleep that hinders their daily functioning. This can place us at greater risk of heart disease, obesity, and even depression. And beyond these sleep differences between people, we see that sleep fluctuates greatly from night to night within the same person. So depicted here is one person from our study, and you can see how sleep, depression, stress, and even physical activity fluctuates across 21 days. And so an open question is what implications these fluctuations have for daily functioning and well-being, especially in people suffering from mental health disorders such as depression. We examined how fluctuations in last night's sleep are associated with next day perceived stress and negative mood. Our sample consisted of 167 people recruited from the Philadelphia area between the ages of 18 and 25. And here you can see depicted a number of their demographic characteristics. Participants completed a baseline survey during a laboratory visit, which also included the Center for Epidemiological Studies Depression Scale. During the laboratory visit, we also introduced participants to the daily diary protocol, during which they reported on daily sleep, mood, stress, and physical activity across 21 days. Participants reported sleep duration and sleep quality using items adapted from the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. Negative mood was calculated as the average across 3 items, in which participants indicated how much of the day they felt depressed and sad or blue, angry and annoyed, anxious and worried. Perceived stress was averaged across 2 items, in which participants indicated how much they felt stressed, as well as how they felt difficulties were piling up so high that they could not overcome them. And physical activity was summed across 3 items reporting the frequency of mild, moderate, and vigorous physical activity, which were then converted to metabolic equivalents. And all these items that we used have demonstrated strong validity and reliability against longer scales and objective measures, and they have previously been used in daily diary studies. On the left, we see negative mood was lower following nights of longer than usual sleep duration, and on the right, negative mood was lower on days of higher than usual physical activity. Each participant is represented in gray lines, and the blue line represents the overall association. On the left, we see that perceived stress was lower following nights of longer than usual sleep duration. And on the right, we see that perceived stress was lower on days of higher than usual physical activity, with each participant represented by a gray line and the overall association represented by the blue line. The relationships between sleep quality and both negative mood and perceived stress were moderated by depression. So on the left, we see that in participants experiencing depression, increases in last night's sleep quality were associated with decreases in next day mood. And on the right, we see that in participants experiencing depression, increases in last night's sleep quality were also associated with decreases in next day perceived stress. Regardless of depression status, mediation analyses indicated that last night's sleep impacts negative mood via changes in perceived stress, and these remain when we control for fluctuations in negative mood, stress, and physical activity. So in conclusion, sleep duration and quality play an important role in impacting next day perceived stress and negative mood. The daily functioning of individuals experiencing depression was especially sensitive to fluctuations in sleep quality, so interventions seeking to reduce stress and negative mood, especially in populations vulnerable to depression, should consider targeting sleep. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and I look forward to discussing this work further.